So I'm going to use this comment to kind of start off explaining what that process is like. At least for like the military, I'm sure like if you were a civilian, like if your spouse was a civilian and you were reporting them, this wouldn't be the same process at all. But at least in the military, since my husband was active duty Marines and we lived on base, jurisdiction was under NCIS. So the process really started with NCIS wanted me to come in for an interview. My victim's advocate, the PMO, had brought in, thank God for me. She came with me to that interview. And that interview was really intense. It was 6 hours long. I'm going to do an entirely different post about that interview. But after that interview, they concluded with telling me, you can go home. You cannot tell anybody about what has happened here. If the command calls you, do not tell them anything. And they sent me home. Of course the command called. I mean, they want to know what's going on. They have just been asked to give like details of flight information with no context, and I'm not allowed to say anything. So obviously they didn't like that. They got pretty angry with me. I'm really glad that I'm not an active duty member, because I can't imagine like having to go into work and deal with that. That would have been 10 times worse. But following that, what came next was a 6-month-long investigation. During that investigation, you're expected to basically drop everything and do whatever NCIS says when they call or show up at your house. They turned over my house twice, for example. You don't really feel like you can ever say no to them. They're just very intimidating, and they don't phrase anything like a request. It's always, here's what you're gonna do, and you just feel like you have to do it. They would call me randomly. I'd have to come into the station randomly, and of course with 4 kids that was really difficult to do, but they almost made you feel like you would be in trouble if you didn't do it. During that investigation, you're also assigned a VLC, or a victim's legal counsel. They're there to prepare you for the court-martial. I mean, I don't even think active duty members really know what all goes into a court-martial until you're suddenly involved in one. And their job is to teach you what's going to happen in that court-martial, how to conduct yourself, what might be asked of you. And I will make a part 2 about that. But my VLC was honestly the best. I really appreciated him.